Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to our plant systematics class. In the previous video, we discussed flower of family Brassicaceae. As you can see, these were our final words in that video, the tetramerase condition in the flower. Now in this video, we are going to discuss the floral parts and starting with calyx. Calyx are the sepals. Sepals are, first of all, their number, so they are 2 plus 2. Now this plus indicates the rows of the petals, that they are not in a single world, they are in two worlds. So there is an outer world and there is an inner world. And if you take a close look at the thalamus, the insertion of the sepals, so you will find a situation something like this, that one of these pairs of petals, they are slightly below or above the other. So if this one is below, then the other pair will be slightly above it. So this indicates there are two whorls rather than a single whorl. So there are two whorls of the sepals. They are aposepalous, that is, the sepals are free from one another, they are not united by any means. The inner sepals, they are saccate at the base. Now saccate is a word obviously from sac like, that is dilated, somewhat swollen at the base. So they are saccate. So what is saccate? It is dilated at, now saccate means dilated, so they are saccate at the base, so they are dilated at the base. So what is dilated? That is, they are somewhat swollen, they get bigger, so they are swollen at the base. So inner sepals are saccate at the base. And as far as their duration is concerned, that how long the sepals live, so we have Kardukas. Kardukas is the floral part or the plant part which dies away or which falls off very early. So in case of sepals, Kardukas sepals are those which fall off when the flower opens. So when the flower opens, they fall off. So they fall off very early. Then we have another term for sepals and petals and plant parts, deciduous. That is, they remain with the flower as long as the flower is there. That is, until the time of pollination and fruit set. So most of the floral parts, they wither, they die away. So do the sepals. And then it is the persistent. Persistent are those plant parts or flower parts, floral parts like sepals and petals which remain with the fruit. So that is persistent. So as you can see in Solanaceae family, for example, with tomato and brinjal, we can see the persistent calyx, for example, in brinjal. So this is the persistent calyx. So this is the calyx in family Solanaceae, which persists in many plants like in tomato and brinjal. So this is persistent. So Kardukas, deciduous and persistent. So this was calyx. Next is corolla. So corolla are also 4. So the sepals are 4 and we also have 4 petals. Poly or apopetalous. So the petals are free from one another and they are quite distinct. Now as far as the overall arrangement of the corolla is concerned, so it is very characteristic of the family which we have already discussed in the diagnostic or distinguishing characters. So the corolla is usually referred to as Cruciform Corolla. That is, the petals are arranged in a cross-like manner like this. So they are arranged diagonally. The 4 petals arranged diagonally, they have a limb and a claw. Let us see what is a limb and a claw. Now in petals, the expanded part of the petal is usually known as the limb, and its narrow portion, the broad portion, that narrows down into a short pointed structure, and this is known as the claw. Now this claw, the length of the claw is different in different plants, in different corolla. For example, a rose petal, it has a broad limb and a very short claw. But in case of such as silene or dianthus, so they have very long claw. Caryophyllaceae family, for example, so this is a very long claw. So this is a claw and this is their limb. So in case of family Brassicaceae, and the arrangement of the corolla, or the structure of the corolla, or the shape of the petal, so they have a claw and a limb. Now you get the idea what is claw and what is a limb. Now let's see a cruciform corolla. So here it is. Now this is a cruciform corolla. Now, as you can see, these are its sepals, and if you take a closer look, they are not at the same level. The bases of the sepals, they are slightly above and below the 2 rows. So on the thalamus, the sepals are arranged in 2 rows, 2 plus 2. And this is the corolla. As you can see now, they are in a cross-shaped manner, diagonally placed. All the petals, they are diagonally placed, and you can see their limb and they have a short claw. So this is their claw, which is not visible in this particular image. So this is the arrangement of the 4 petals in the family Brassicaceae, and which is known as the cruciform corolla. So this is the cruciform corolla of family Brassicaceae. So in this video we have discussed the calyx and corolla of family Brassicaceae. In the next video, inshallah, we are going to discuss its androecium and gynoecium. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video.